Okay, so here is our practice quiz. Every question is involving Unit 2, solving equations, what we've been doing for the last week and a half or so. The big things I want you to notice, I've said show your work and circle your answers. Please do that. Please, please, please. There's going to be a lot of numbers written all over the place on here. The biggest one I want to see is your answers circled. It's going to make my life a little bit easier. And it might make yours easier if I accidentally grade the wrong thing thinking it was your answer and it wasn't. So make it clear what your answer is. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Number 1 is part of our one-step equations. Numbers 1 through 4, they're all just one step. So let's look at the first one. We have 15 plus n equals 4. What do you guys think we should be doing first? Subtract 15. Can you tell me why? Yeah, exactly. So we have plus 15 here, and we want to get n by itself. So in order to get rid of that plus 15, we've got to do the opposite. We're using our inverse operations at every step. So we're going to subtract 15 here. Where else do we need to subtract 15? Under the 4 on the other side of the equal sign. Good. All right, what happens next? Absolutely, my 15s cancel out, and then I do what? Absolutely. You could bring the n down. You could also go ahead and do that problem. What is 4 minus 15? Negative 11. Good job. Any questions about number 1? Everybody feel okay about it? Awesome. Okay, let's try number 2. Number 2 is 3n equals negative 27. First of all, whenever I have a problem like this, it says 3n. What operation is happening there between the 3 and the n? Yes, times, multiplication. We are multiplying here. So what should we do?
Divide.
Absolutely. We're going to use our inverse operations, and we are going to divide by 3 so that we can cancel it out. And we need to do the same thing on both sides. So what's going to happen next?
Cancel out the 3.
Yes, my 3's are going to be canceled out. Then what? Yeah, what is negative 27 divided by positive 3? Negative 9. Negative 9. So n equals negative 9. Pay super close attention to your negatives. Make sure that you don't drop a negative on accident. All right, any questions about number 2? Okay, let's check out number 3. Number 3, I have n over 4 equals 2. So whenever I have a number over another number, what operation is happening? Division. Good. So what do we need to do to get rid of that division? Multiply. Good. So I'm going to multiply by 4, and where else? Under the 2. Good. Multiply by 4. My 4's cancel. N equals 8. Good job. Any questions? All right, we're going to move on along then. Number 4, we have n minus 15 equals 3. What do we do here?
Plus 15.
Perfect. Plus 15. And on the other side of the equal sign, plus 15. Good. So what happens next? Yeah, my 15s are canceled. They're gone. Now what? N equals 18. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, guys. Any questions for numbers 1 through 4? You guys feel good about those? Good, good. Okay, let's go on to the next section. These are our two-step equations. Now, whenever we're solving two-step equations, we need to keep in mind the order in which we need to undo certain operations. So just like whenever we do a one-step equation, we're working in reverse. We're doing the opposite thing so that we can work backwards to find that answer. When we have problems with two steps, we are also working backwards with our operations. So if I have multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, when I'm solving an equation, what comes first?
-4.
Yes, good. So off to the side, if you feel like you already know this, great. This doesn't have to be for you. But for anybody that wants to make a little note, I'm going to give you a little guide over to the side. Whenever we're solving equations with more than one step, the first thing you want to do is undo all addition and subtraction first. And then step 2 is once you've done all of that, we undo or cancel out all of the multiplication or division. Okay, so let's go ahead back to number 5. Lewis, you said subtract 4?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Both sides, that make me 22 too.
Perfect, perfect. And as we get into equations with more steps, if it helps to draw that line on the equal sign, absolutely do it. So -4 on both sides. What's next?
Bring down 2n.
Yep. Yes, 4's are gone. We'll bring down 2n equals 22 minus 4 is 18. All right, what is next? Divide. Good. We have 2n, which means 2 times n. So to get rid of multiplication, we divide. My 2's cancel. I'm left with n equals, what's 18 divided by 2? It is 9. Good job. Any questions on 5?
How we get 9? Oh, 9 and 2. I mean, 2 and 9 is 18.
Yes, that's right. That's right. All right. Any other questions on 5? Okay, let's try 6. Number 6, I've got -3 plus 5n equals 77. What's my first step? Add 3. Good. We've got a -3. To cancel it, I'm going to add 3. Where else do I add 3? Good. Under the 77. Perfect. What happens next? My 3's cancel. Yes. Bring 5n down. Equals down. And what is this? 77 plus 3? 80. All right. Now we have 5n equals 80. What's next? Divide. Good job, guys. Divide by 5 on both sides. The 5's are going to cancel, and we get n equals 80 divided by 5 is 16. Good job. Good job. All right. Any questions on 6? And if I'm going too fast, tell me. I'm happy to slow down. Is everybody okay? Good. Good. Okay, are we ready for 7? All right. Number 7, we have 4 plus n over 2, n over 4 equals 12. What do we need to do first?
-4.
-4, good. On both sides. Okay, what's next?
Cancel them out.
Yes. We're going to cancel those 4's out,
4.
and then we will get n over 4 equals, what'd you say? 8. Good. Okay, last step. We have n over 4, which means n,
Times 4.
yeah, it's actually divided by 4, but we are doing times 4. I feel like that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Yes. So we do that on both sides. My 4's go away. So I'm left with n equals, what's 8 times 4? 32. Good job, guys. Wonderful. Yeah, we're already more than halfway done. That's great. Okay, any questions about number 7? Okay, let's try number 8 then. I've got n over 3 minus 4 equals 6. What should I do? Plus 4. Perfect. What happens next? Absolutely, my 4's cancel. N divided by 3 equals 10. Good. Absolutely. We've got division. We need to multiply to get rid of it on both sides. What happens to my 3's? They cancel. N equals 10 times 3 is 30. Very good, guys. Do we have any questions? How do you guys feel about this first page? We feel good? Yes, ma'am.
Considering the time that I started this,
I know
and
it.
then leaving for my cruise.
You're doing
and
great.
gone, and then my brain is like,
Like, y'all got this. This is cake. You guys got this.
it's math.
I know it. Okay, are we ready to go to the next side? All right, let's do it. Okay, on the back page, we have 4 questions that are multi-step equations. Now, these are all going to be solved kind of in this same way, where you undo the addition and subtraction and then multiplication and division, unless we have those exceptions. So, remember, if we have something in parentheses, we have to get rid of the parentheses first, and we have a couple options for that. Or if you have a fraction here where an entire quantity with addition and multiplication is over like 2 here, we got to get rid of that fraction first. So let's start with number 9, the first one. Again, we're going in the same order that we always go in. We have 2 options for our first step. What are those 2 options? Yep, you could absolutely do -5 on both sides. What else could you do? Yeah, add 4 on both sides. Let's just go left to right. We'll do -5 first. And where else am I subtracting 5? Under the 16. When we get to these larger equations, this is when that line really helps, because I see a lot of people put it under the 4 on accident. Okay, what happens next?
Cancel out the 5.
Yes, my 5's are canceled.
3 down to 3 and
Good. We still have 3n minus 4 equals 16 minus 5? 11. All right. Now what comes next?
Add 4.
Add 4. We still have more addition and subtraction to undo. All right, now what happens?
cancel.
Good, my 4's cancel. Then what?
Bring down to 3 and
Yep, I've still got 3n left on this side. Is equal to, what is 11 plus 4? 15. Are we done?
no.
No, we're not. Don't forget, we got to get n completely by itself. So, what do?
Are we dividing?
We are dividing. Yes, we are. We've got 3n, which is 3 times n. So, to get rid of that, we divide. And my 3's will cancel. I'm left with n equals, what's 15 divided by 3? 5. Good. Very good job, guys. Any questions for number 9? Okay. Let's go ahead to the one right below it, number 10. I've got 3n plus 1, and all of that is divided by 2, is equal to 8. What do I need to do first? You're okay.
Big times in 2.
Yeah. So guys, our inverse operations are the same no matter how crazy it looks on top or bottom. This is just something divided by 2. So to get rid of division, we multiply. It's as simple as that. I'm going to take that times 2
Both sides.
on both sides. Thank you. So my 2's are gone. Now what do I do?
Bring down to 3 and
I've got 3n plus 1 equals, what's 8 times 2? 16. Very good. What do I do next?
Divide. Or minus
Oh, yes. We got to do addition and subtraction first. This is where a lot of people get a little mixed up. We just did multiplication, and so it's like, all right, multiply mode. Let's keep on it. But we got to go back to our step 1 and 2. So we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. All right. And then what happens here?
Cancel out the one.
Yep, our 1s are gone. Then what?
16 minus 1.
What's 16 minus 1?
15.
15.
Yeah, n equals 5 again.
It does. So I'm going to bring down my equal and my 3 times n. And then, Lewis, tell me what you did to get n equals 5.
Divide 3 on both sides.
Good. We divide by 3 on both sides. And our 3's will cancel. I'm left with n equals 15 divided by 3. We just did that. It's 5. All right. Now, I made sure this time that you won't get any decimals on your quiz or on this practice quiz, because I know that that makes people get anxious. There's no decimals. So if you get a decimal, you know you need to redo it. That's something you can hold on to. All right, do we have any questions about number 10? We feel okay about it? All right, let's go to 11. Okay. Number 11, we have 2 options for how we could go about our first step. Anybody know what those 2 options are?
Divide by 8.
Yep, you could divide by 8. What else could you do? You could distribute. Let's go ahead and just show the distribution, and then we can also show the dividing way if we like. So when I am distributing, what operation is happening here? We're multiplying. So I'm going to do 8 times 5n, which is what? 40 what? 40n. Don't lose the variable. Good. Then we can just bring down that minus sign. And 8 times 5. 40. Good. All right, then what? Equals 120. We want to bring down the rest of our equation. Keep it all in line. Okay, now what do we do? Add 40 on both sides. And what's going to happen? Yeah, my 40s are gone. What's next? 40n equals, what's 120 plus 40? 160. Last step, what do we do? Divide by 40 on both sides. My 40s are gone. And I'm going to get n equals what?
4.
4. Good job. N equals 4. Very, very good. Now, if you are interested in doing it the division way, I'll show that too, just for giggles. So, I'll rewrite that problem. We have 8 times 5n minus 5 equals 120. So we know that if we have a number next to some quantity or value in parentheses, that we are multiplying. This is a multiplication problem. So what operation do we use to get rid of multiplication? We divide. Good. So I could just divide this side by 8. And what else would I need to do?
120.
Yes, I needed to do the same thing on both sides. So since I did that, my 8's cancel. And on this side, I'd be left with,
5n minus 5.
good, 5n minus 5 equals 15. Okay, then what will we do next here?
Plus 5.
Plus 5
Both sides.
on both sides. Good.
Cross them out.
Then we have what left?
5n equals 20.
Good. 5n equals 20. And what's our last step?
5.
Divide by 5 on both sides.
Get the same n equals
Yep, exactly. 20 divided by 5 is 4. And as you can see, we got the same thing no matter how we did it. N equals 4. So both ways will work. It's really just up to you, whatever you like doing better. Do we have any questions about 11? Any confusion? Do we all feel okay about it? Good, good. Okay. I'm going to go to number 12. All right. Number 12, I have 5n minus 3 over 4 equals 3. What operation is happening here?
Division.
Division.
Times it by 4.
Good. We get rid of division by multiplying. So I'm going to multiply by 4 on this side. I'm going to multiply by 4 on the other side. What's going to happen next? Yep, my 4's cancel. Then what? 5n minus 3 is left on that side equals 12. Good. What's next? Add 3. Very good. Yes, my 3's cancel out. And you said bring down the 5n equals 12 plus 3? 15. Good. Last step. Divide by 5. All right. My 5's are gone. And I'm left with n equals 3. Good job, guys. Any questions? You guys are killing this. I mean, really. Like, we're trucking along. All that's left is our bonus questions. So here's the deal. If you feel good about those 12 questions, you're going to get 100% on this quiz. You're going to kill it. These next 2 questions, if you get them wrong, they won't hurt you. If you get them right, they'll just help you. Okay? So I feel like we're in great shape. Like, you guys are, I'm so impressed. Okay. Right, that's what I'm saying. You guys are the advanced class. I love it. Okay, let's look at these questions. So we only went over this type of equation very briefly in class, and that's why I decided to make them bonus questions. These are equations that have variables on both sides. So instead of just starting with undoing addition and subtraction and then multiplication division, we do have one important step that we have to do first before any of that. Does anyone remember what needs to kind of happen first? Yeah, we need to combine our like terms. We need to combine like terms. So in this first one, where are my like terms? Yes, I've got a 5n and I've got a 6n. Okay, so I have 2 options here. I could subtract 5n from both sides, or I could subtract 6n from both sides. Let's do 5n. Let's do 5n. If we subtracted 6n, we would end up with a negative n over here because 5 minus 6 is negative 1. So we like to try to avoid negatives when possible. So minus 5n and minus 5n. So what's going to happen next here? Yeah, my 5n's are gone. They've canceled out. Now this is where we have to be super careful. We had 5n minus 6. So when we bring this down, what am I writing down here? Say it again. Not yet. We're rewriting the equation. I don't want you to undo it yet. Negative 6. Yes. Don't just bring down 6. Make sure you bring that negative down too. So, and maybe some of y'all already knew that, but I had a few in my first period that were a little confused on that. So I just wanted to mention it to you guys too. Don't lose your signs. So now we have negative 4 plus, what is 6n minus 5n? N. When you have a 1n, just write n so that you know it's done. It's by itself. It's by itself. Okay. Any questions on that? Is anyone confused? That's all right. If you write 1n, it won't be counted wrong. I'll be fine with it. But in your final circled answer, I don't want you to say 1n equals 5. I want you to put n by itself. All right. What's next? Add 6? Okay, we could add 6. But let's think about what our goal is here. I want to get n by itself. Yeah, so it might make a little more sense if we got 4 out of the way. Yes?
Okay, this, I remember now in the previous, I was wanting to question why couldn't I do the 6 first?
You could do the 6 first. You could.
Is it more difficult to do the 6 first?
It's not. It's just more steps. I'll show you. I'll show you exactly what would happen if we did the 6 first. So here, let me just rewrite -6 equals -4 plus n. So let's try it that way. I'll line it up so we can see the difference in steps. All right. So let's try adding 6. Let's do that. Plus 6 on both sides. All right. My 6's are going to cancel, but I can't leave nothing on this side of the equal sign. -6 plus 6 is 0. So now I have 0 equals, and what's -4 plus 6? What's that, guys?
2.
Yeah, 2. 2. Then I got to bring down my plus n. So now I have 0 equals 2 plus n. N is still not by itself. What would I need to do now? We would have to subtract 2 from both sides. That's right. So these would cancel, and I would get -2 equals n. So this is a way you could do it. It's just not the way I would recommend because it's going to be a lot more steps. Let me show you what would happen instead. Okay, so if you were confused by this whole process, you can let it exit your mind. It's okay. I don't want you to do it this way. Here's what we should do instead. At every step, remember, our goal is to get one step closer to n being by itself. Even if n is on this side of the equation, that's okay. It doesn't have to be n equals a number. It could also be a number equals n. That's fine. We just want n by itself. So on this side of the equal sign, all I have is n and a -4. On this side, I have a -6. If I get rid of 6, that's not going to help me get n by itself. So I would get rid of the 4, okay? So what would we do here to get rid of -4? Plus 4. Good. Plus 4 on both sides.
Now you get -2.
Yes, and my 4's cancel. -6 plus 4 is -2 equals n. So you'll get the same answer, but this is a lot more steps, and it's a little more confusing, and it's a little tougher to keep track of. I would just always keep it as simple as you can, and remember your goal is to get n alone. Is anybody confused about that? I'm happy to explain if you are. Wait, what's got you messed up back there?
No, I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay, I thought you were saying I am.
That other way, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, sucker.
And yeah, just don't do it that way. That's all right. That's all right. Now, obviously, if you did do it this way, it'll work, but
Yeah.
this way is probably a little bit easier. Okay. Second bonus question. This one, it might throw you guys for a loop, okay? Because we got a couple things going on here. We got n's on both sides, but we also have parentheses. Okay, so anytime that we have parentheses, anytime, you cannot touch what is inside of it until we get rid of it. So can we combine our like terms yet? No, we need to get rid of our parentheses, okay? Now, there's 2 options for this. You could distribute, or you could divide by -3. But if I try to divide by -3, I have a whole nother problem over here. So I would distribute here, okay? I would not mess with division. I would distribute. So let's go ahead and do that. When I'm distributing, what is the operation that is happening? We are multiplying. Good. So I'm going to just cover this up. I don't even want to look at the other side of my equation. I have this problem here. This is just like what we did in the last unit. What is the first part here? Negative 3 times 2. Say that again. Change what to a positive? You could. You could. If you wanted to distribute the negative first, you could. Absolutely. So I'll show that on another piece. If you don't want to distribute the negative, you can ignore this, but I'm going to show this way if you're interested. If you think it's going to confuse you, just tune me out for a minute. So if you don't like multiplying negatives, you could distribute that negative and change it from negative 3 times stuff. We could make it just distributing this negative. And then we would have positive 2 turns into what? Negative 2. Minus 7n turns into what? Plus 7n. And then we still have 3 to multiply by. So now we could do 3 times negative 2. And what's that? Negative 6. Plus, what's 3 times 7? 21n. All right, so that's one way to do it. The other way is to just do negative 3 times 2. What's that? Times 2. That's okay. Negative 3 times 2. Negative 6. Good. Then what is negative 3 times negative 7? Negative times a negative?
Oh, positive.
Yeah. Positive, so plus 21n. Okay. So either way works. Either way is fine. You just got to mind your signs. Okay? Now, stop me if this is going to confuse you more, but is anybody confused about how this turned into plus 21n at all? Okay, well then I'm not going to do what I was going to do. I don't want to get you guys lost. If you get it, awesome.
Do we drop the other side now though with that?
Yes, we do. So I only covered it up so we wouldn't get confused during the process. We did that. Now we have to solve the equation. So I need to bring down equals my 6n, my plus, and my 24. Now I can solve it like I did over here on this first one.
Combine like terms now?
Now we can combine like terms, absolutely. Which one do we want to move over?
Minus 6. Maybe.
Yes, let's do minus 6n on both sides. Where am I subtracting 6n?
21.
21n, good. Okay. My 6n's will cancel. And what happens next?
Bring down the 24.
Good. Bring down the 24. Bring down the equals. And now I have negative 6 plus, what is 21n minus 6n? 15n. All right. Now I have 24 equals negative 6 plus 15n. What should I do here? Add 6. Yes, remember we cannot multiply or divide until we get rid of our addition and subtraction. So we want to get rid of my negative 6 by adding 6 to both sides. All right, then what happens? My 6's are going to cancel. And what's 24 plus 6? 30 equals 15n. All right, we are very close. What do we do here? Divide. Good. Divide by 15 on both sides. My 15's cancel, and I'm left with, what's, yes, 30 divided by 15 is 2 equals n. All right. Now, these are bonus points. If you get this wrong, it's okay. It's okay. I still encourage you to try, but if you don't get it right, it's not going to hurt your grade. You can still get 100% if you miss both of these. You can also get more than 100% if you get them. Yes?
So for the first one,
Uh-huh.
I got +2.
You got +2? Okay, walk me through your work. So what's the first thing you did?
So instead of subtracting 5, I subtracted 6.
Okay, so let's do that. Well, let's do it. So 5n minus 6 equals -4 plus 6n. So you started by subtracting 6?
Yeah, with 6n.
Minus 6n minus 6n. All right, is that what your work looks like?
Yeah.
All right.
And I brought the n on this side down.
Oh, but what is 5 minus 6?
+1.
-1.
-1.
You're taking away more than you have here.
Okay.
So just for fun, we'll work this out the rest of the way. So now I have -1n minus 6 equals -4. Because this way works too. You can do it this way. It's just you got to keep track of your negatives. So then what did you do next?
Added 4 to 6.
You added,
-6.
okay, so add 6 to both sides, just like this.
Yeah.
Okay, those cancel. So now you would have -1n,
So it's still turning into a negative.
yeah, equals -4 plus 6 is 2, +2, and then you would have to get rid of this -1 by dividing by -1. And then that would cancel and you'd get n equals -2 over 1, which is the same thing as -2. Yeah, so it works. You can absolutely do it this way. It adds an extra step. And that's okay. That's all right. Okay, any questions? How do we feel? Y'all feel good? I feel great. I am so confident in you guys. Seriously, I'm excited.
I feel like it's easier than the last.
I think it is, and it's because that first unit was all the foundational stuff, and what the foundational stuff is it's just the rules that you just have to know because they're rules. But once you get that in your brain, the rest of it seems to make a lot more sense. So you guys are doing wonderful, seriously. But that is it today, guys. We don't have an exit ticket. I'm going to end this recording here.